But guys, in 1 minute we start, but we are all here now. So it is Motivation Monday, and this is episode 16. Believe it or not, I never thought that we would come 16 weeks in and I'd still be so passionate about what we do here. Most importantly, today is about aggressive ambition, which is a topic that both ways go differently depending on who you speak to. Everyone has different dreams, different goals, different ambitions, and no one ever sees them to come to fruition in the sense of like some people do and some people don't. And no matter what you do, it's important to ask yourself the following three questions, which is, what do I want? Why do I want it? And how do I get it? And with those three questions, it always is something that helps me and leads me in the right direction when it comes to my ambition. I feel like, personally speaking, for me, when people doubt me, when people doubt my abilities, when people tell me no, those are things that motivate me to be more aggressive with my ambition, to work harder, to correct their narrative or the way they see things. Because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I am willing to do to get to where I need to be. And nothing and no one is going to stop me. So when people give me um, feedback, I always take it as a challenge. When it's negative and I don't agree with that narrative, take it as my personal mission and job to recreate that and to look at it in a different perspective. That being said, some people feel like the most important question to ask themselves is, am I being honest with this? Because our next person shared a little bit of his journey with me. And by doing so, something that he reminded me of after hearing his story is being aggressive about your ambition, but not allowing setbacks to set you back is the most important thing. Being focused on your goals no matter what, and no matter who says what, is the ultimate priority. You need to have that ability to pick yourself up. So I want you all to give a warm welcome to Landon, as I'm going to be putting him in the box just now. That being said, always tap into the base version of you. We're going to be sharing some tips and some tools with some of you to help you either push through when you don't feel ambition is what you're feeling right now, but most importantly, help you to navigate those things. Hey, Brandon, how are
How
you
you
feeling
doing,
tonight?
Bear? I'm feeling
I'm
good. I'm
doing
feeling
good. How
great.
are you feeling?
I'm
That's
always
good to
feeling
hear.
amazing.
That is amazing to hear.
With the
Well,
shades on,
obviously,
I even feel better now with the shades. You know what I mean?
what you do on here and how long you've been on here and what it's all about for you.
Oh, my name is Brandon. Uh, and I went on this app back in during the pandemic when I couldn't go outside often. So this app was amazing to just be still social while the world was locked in the cage. You know what I mean? And yeah, I go on this app to network and get motivated and get inspired by others, and hopefully I can motivate and inspire other people. You know.
That's what's up. And off the app, give us a little bit of a little bit of a quickie about how you go about those things.
Well, so it all started during the pandemic. Like I said, during the pandemic, for me, it was a blessing. To other people, it might have been, crazy, but to me, it was a blessing because I had to find out who I really was. I'm like, I was stuck in the cage. I'm like, who am I? And so I had to really tap into what I wanted to do with my dreams and my goal. And I always wanted to be a superstar in life, whether it was an athlete, a superstar athlete, or a superstar celebrity. I always knew that I had the right mindset to share my vibrations with the world, and they will love it. And
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
I know you
and
said it started with the pandemic, but I also
yeah,
know you've had quite a phenomenal journey and transition, personally speaking and appearance wise. And we're going to touch on that just now. But I also want to
yeah.
say, I also know that you started to do music, and we're going to separate the two real quick. I want you to quickly just take us through your music journey and what you've been doing with that and how far you've come so far.
Okay, so I started so during the pandemic. I had a MacBook, and my friend gave me his interface. It was a Scarlett and a microphone, and I just had it going. I had it just collecting dust in the basement. And I was like, man, let me just get this MacBook and let me go downstairs to the basement every day and work hard. You know what I mean? This is let me show you me in the basement. That was me in the basement working hard. And then I finally went to a studio. So
Oh,
so that was
wow.
that was
So basically, from
yes,
the
I was
basement where you started, it transitioned into a studio. But what was that like
yeah.
for you? I want to know what the emotion was behind all of that, because a lot of people, they put effort and energy into something and they never release the things, or they kind of self-doubt and they don't put it out there. What was the transition for you from doing it in the basement and
So
then actually going to an actual
going
studio?
so it was I had doubt, what I mean, I had fear, but in the basement I had to keep on going and practicing. I'm like, oh, this song sucks, but I never gave up. I always went down again. I promised myself that I would go every day to the basement during that summer that I was like locked in and fully focused. And I went, keep going, and then the confidence kept going, the confidence kept building, and then eventually there was no more fear or doubt in my heart. And then I was like, man, I I never look at the results. I just keep on going and keep on going, and then the results. I look myself in the mirror, and then I'm like, did I just do 35 songs? And now I think it's time for me to go to the professional studio. So I have 35 songs that are not even mixed. So once I got the confidence and the willpower, and I was like, yo, I think I'm ready. And he was like, yo, the studio way,
Right. I'm thinking the box is
you know?
semi-glitching right now, but let's see. Okay, there we got you back. For the last little bit of that.
Okay.
You talked about, did you start your music during the pandemic?
No, well, it started in 2018. I made my first song from a distance. No, in December 2017, I made my first song from a distance, and I made it in a closet. I would have my laptop on a chair and my microphone in the closet and the interface on the chair. So I would close the closet and I'll keep on going now. Click play, hurry up, close the closet, and I'll put the microphone because I had no soundproof stuff. So I'll go in the closet in 2017, and that's when I did from a distance, and then I went up to my dad. I was, yo, dad, I want to be a rapper, a hip hop artist. He was like, show me something. And so I showed him my first song, and he was like, we're gonna do a music video to it, and that's what you're gonna pursue. And I remember doing, and
Love
I remember when I
that.
showed it. Yeah, and I remember when I showed it to him, I was cutting grass, and I was sweating, getting paid 9.50 an hour just cutting grass, and I was just like, man, I want to be a hip hop artist. And then my dad believed in me, and he's a big impact and a big influence on how far I've came. So that's
That
where it
is so
started.
amazing. That is
Yeah,
so
that's how
amazing.
it
I think
started.
having people who support you and having people who add value to your life during your journey, or when you're pursuing your dreams, people who kind of understand it and feeds into you, is the most important thing. I always tell people, keep your circle positive. Keep people around you
Yeah.
that add value to your life, motivate you, and make you feel like you can do anything, including flying. Although, we know as humans, please don't try it. It might
Nah,
not
yeah, yeah.
be, the best of ideas. However, you talk about your music journey and how supportive your parents was. How important was it that your dad was supportive of your career? And if you didn't choose to be into music, would that have, if your dad was not supportive, would that have changed what you liked
Nah,
long term?
I go by a saying that I'm gonna take to the grave, with or without you. I'm gonna get mine regardless. I'm gonna get it regardless, with or without you. So I was still gonna do this without any help. I was still gonna do this alone if I had to.
Right.
But asking him for the help and him believing in me definitely pushed me forward to really finish the goal line. And yeah, and that was a big milestone for me in my life. And to have specifically your parent, some parents want you to go to school, or like, yo, that ain't for you, son, go become a doctor or something. But the fact that my own father, my blood believed in me was amazing. Amazing, you
It
know?
is everything. I feel even like when people when your parents is like, oh, have a safety net or plan B. I think it's always to protect you, right? And
Yeah,
for me, it's like I know what I'm capable of, and when people doubt me, it's when I push through the hardest. When people tell me
yeah,
no, or that I cannot succeed in this specific thing, it makes me more aggressive towards what I want to do. When I
yeah,
went to school and I did my first degree, My dad was the one who said, you need to do, Mija, you need to do this, this, and this. And that's how it's going to
Yeah.
work. My mom said, do this. If you're happy with that, then you have to choose what you want. And when I told them what I wanted, my dad told me straight to my face, I do not support this. It is not going to work for you. And for the future that I have planned for you, I said, but dad, my future is my own. He said, if that's how you feel, you're going to pay for your own studies. I worked two jobs while I went to
Wow.
university full time. I had friends in class, but never went out with them on weekends. So I never had that little personal touch where most people were dating and doing the most. I never had that because I was
Right.
focused on proving my dad that I can do this. So my first year was very hard. And the second year, he's like,
Yeah.
I can see you're committed to this. So, I still want you to have a job, but I don't think it's healthy for you working two jobs and going to school. So I'm going to help, but if you tell me that this is, you can truly come up with a plan, he always says, don't come with problems, come with a solution. Have your
Yeah.
dad ever been, as but much as he has your bigger supporter, has he ever been very critical of the things you do?
Um. What he always says. He says this is what his mom used to tell him, and his mom died at like when he was like 12. But he always says, my mom said there is no problem in life because there's a solution. So how could there be a problem if there's a solution? You know what I mean? There's a solution to
Every
everything.
problem has a solution.
Exactly, exactly.
Basically,
So then what's, you know
yeah.
what I mean? So there's really no problem because there's a solution. So he goes by that saying. I think that's his phrase that he takes to the grave. And there's times that he critical of my music, just critiquing it, but never critical of my decision on pushing forward to that goal of becoming a superstar hip hop artist, you know? And nah, he always believed in me since day one. And he said, I named you Brandon for a reason because I knew you were going to be different than everybody. I took off just one letter and you were different off the rip, born different. So I was like, wow, dad, you're different. You know what I mean? We're just different, you know?
Look, I think that's the type of love that all kids crave from their parents, and the support you got was really amazing. I want to take you back a little bit, and I want to talk about your fitness journey real quick because I feel like self-awareness is what we practice when we become self-aware of what we love about ourselves and what we don't like about ourselves, and how we kind of want to round ourselves out in our the image that we would want to see. And for me, it is a very personal thing asking you that. I think that's why the connection was so positive and so
Yeah,
good because, in for me personally speaking, I woke up last year 2 days before my birthday and I was just like, I don't like what I see. And it wasn't that anything was wrong to me to outside people or to myself. It's just what I looked like. It's not where I wanted to go. It was cute and all in my opinion, but I wanted something different for myself. And
yeah,
being able to have the routine and exercise, I created more discipline. I basically created more discipline, morphed myself into what I want to see. I get to wake up excited every single morning because I love what I do, but I also love me.
yeah,
And practicing
as you
self
should.
love and being self aware played a big role in that. So I want you to take me through your journey from where you were and to where you are now when it comes to that part of yourself.
So it still affects me to this day. Um, so the journey, it all started. Ever since I was a little kid, I got bullied. I was bullied, and I've been a chubby guy my whole life. So people would call me fat Mexican. Look at this guy. He looks like the fat Peter Griffin. All of that, and so around my first love out of hobby was basketball, and that's when I first found out my potential and greatness. Age 15, I got from 202 to 165, and then somewhere along the line, me not reaching the NBA got me really depressed, and seeing my other friends go to varsity in high school and them getting the ladies and all of that, I got really down. I started smoking weed, drinking liquor, and then yeah, I didn't even graduate high school, so me failing basketball got me really down bad. And then so I lost myself around like 15 to like 23. And then again I got bullied again at age 23, going on Meet Me, people talking down on me on Twitter. And it broke my heart, you know what I mean? Specifically loved ones, my friends that never saw value in me, they would always feel superior than me, and their ego and pride would come out, yo, I get more girls and I get more money. So I would always get bullied my whole life and belittled. So it was basically me doing it as a defense mechanism. uh and that's my story, that's my journey. And so I was tired of just people belittling me, and so
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, let me but then when I went on Meet Me, people did value me too. Not the trolls were there too, but people did value me, and I was like, I'm an awesome guy, still overweight. So imagine, if I were to lose it and stuff. And so I was like, let me, if I'm already ambition for my music, let's go to the gym. So I would wake up, go to the gym, run the elliptical. It was my mistake to be, I was just so like the anxiety and the hunger for it, me losing weight was so immense that I went on the elliptical every day for 45 minutes. Sometimes I would go twice a day, sometimes I would go 3 times a day. It was just disgustingly obsessed. And eventually I got down to, I lost 100 pounds. And during the time though, me losing weight, I got a herniated disc. I remember like yesterday, I was on the elliptical and I was like, I yelled so loud, everybody in the gym dropped their weights, like, what the hell? And I couldn't even walk right. I'm like, what's going on with me? And so I realized that I did it too much. I used one machine because I only saw results on that one machine. I didn't want to go on any other machine. and
Hmm.
and also repetitive motion, every day, just the same motion. Maybe my spine or something happened. And so
Right.
when that happened, I went to the hospital, got the MRI done, and they said I had herniated disc. And so I started feeling pins and needles, numbness, my back was hurting, and all of that, which led to my depression number two in my life. Because I was it's like when you do a routine in life, and you don't do that same routine, it feels something's off, like, and
Yeah.
if anybody here has been injured or you've been injured, it could, when your mind and your body ain't aligned, it's just, yeah. So it
it,
wasn't
it
it wasn't
messes you
aligned.
up in a different way. It takes you through a
Yeah,
different path. And when I say it takes you through a different path, as a person who suffered from anxiety, I understand it
yeah,
because I have anxiety myself, and anxiety
yeah,
that can sometimes transfer into depression if you don't take care of that. The gym was my outlet, my
yeah,
one
yeah,
way
yeah,
to go out and just take care. Like everything disappears. When I'm running, nothing exists.
yeah,
And ideas
yeah,
flow to me freely during those moments.
yeah,
So my boss has a nickname for me at work. She called every single Monday. She's like, "Spark plug, come to my office," because I'm like a spark
yeah,
plug in the morning. Like I'm like, listen, I thought about this project, that, let's get it done. So it's like it was a therapy for anxiety, but the fact that it got me my results was a plus. So you keep on doing the same thing that gets you results, and then you get sick from it or you get hurt from it,
yeah.
and now you're kind of questioning what you're doing. What
It's
did
like,
you
where's
do
my,
during that period when that happened to you?
so I'm over here like, where's my other outlet? Like, what do I do now? Like, because the whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm biting my nails. Am I gonna get overweight again? Because I can't run. So I'm over here just panicking. And so I went to the pain doctor. I saw a psychiatrist, and they prescribed me Percocets and Xanax, right? And everything from, it started October 2021. I became addicted to the pills that they were giving me. And so I was started blacking out off the Xanax, burning bridges off the Xans, being prideful of that I lost weight, talking down on the people that belittled me. The Percocets, it was just a very bad time. And this lasted from October, I say October to like last month. And so it ended. The depression was crazy. I had people on Meet Me, they're like, yo, you're making me like sad seeing you like this, because one thing about me is that people always like to show when they're up and never down. So I put myself on the camera when I was down bad because I'm a human being. I love showing people when I'm vulnerable. That's just me. I'm not a robot. And so the whole world saw me
Right.
during the depression, the addictions, the whole world. But I never cared when people said, because all right, you could talk down on me that I'm addicted to drugs or whatever. I just don't hide. I don't have that problem of hiding when I'm vulnerable. You might hide it better than others, but now I can't do that. So
What was
you
that
know,
switch
I
for you? What flipped the switch? Because
okay.
you went from
So
that to being completely who you are now. What flipped that switch for you that said that this is not working for my life and who I am?
So in May, I was on Xans again. I was off the Xanax, and I went to work, and but I didn't know I even went to work. So that whole shift, I was completely unconscious, but I was at work. And so when I
Wow.
woke up, I was in bed, and I'm like, oh my God, did I go to work completely blacked out off the Xanax? And so I call my manager. He's like, yo, you messed up, man. You're done. And one thing that gets me fired up is when I feel humiliated or people want to humiliate me. That just gets humiliation because I've been bullied. So humiliation is really a bit like you're not going to humiliate me or
A
I'm not going to
push in the
humiliate
right
myself.
direction.
So humiliation was definitely the word that I could use. I felt humiliated, and I was like, never again, man. I'm done. I'm not. That was the last straw. I got fired from abusing Xanax. I was like, nah, this is not me. This is not me. And so I got myself into during the time of my depression phase. My parents would call the cops on me. I would go to the hospital, go to the psychiatric emergency room, and they would leave me there. I remember Christmas, they left me there for like 4 days. I didn't even spend Christmas with my family. Neither
Wow.
New Year's. It was a very dark time. And during when I was at the hospital, they sent drug sponsors to me. My drug sponsor Gabe, he kept on saying, "Yo, go to rehab, look for help." Da, da, da. So in May, I voluntarily went to an outpatient service that I'm currently still attending now. That I gotta provide my urine every week and
Beautiful.
do group therapy sessions with other people that are facing addiction, anxiety, whatever. We're just facing stuff that they shouldn't be going through their head. So
Right.
I did that, and I never wanted to do it because I'm like I could do this on my own, But then I thought about it like the gym. I'm like I wanted the gym, and maybe I needed the gym to lose weight. So maybe I need this other outpatient service to get me off the drugs. And so that's what
Yeah.
I did. I signed up and all of that. And
And the things that you are and what you are right now. Because I think we all change
yeah,
as we go on. We transition into better versions of ourselves all the time. And the fact that you made it from there to where you are now, it's truly something commendable and very beautiful to see. Because I think that when it comes to your fitness journey, it really takes a lot out of a person to stay committed to something like that throughout the years, changing weather and all of that. And
yeah, yeah,
Billy Olsbergs who said that you have to find yourself a why that makes you walk through walls with it. And I think you found your why. That bullying,
yeah,
that constant negativity, people who told you no when you know it was yes for you, they
yeah.
motivated you to do better and to be the best version of you. Now, since you've transformed into, the confident you've lost all the weight. What is
May I
something
show? May
that
I show
motivates
the?
you now?
May I show
If
the
the
stream, the
bullies
before
isn't
and after,
there,
real quick?
what motivates you now? You
Just
may,
before
you
I
may.
start
Of
that, yeah, yeah, yeah.
course.
Just before I start that, because I feel like pictures is testimonials as well as words. You know what I mean? And I so this was me at 244, and then I got down to 156, no 146. So I lost 98 pounds, but please give me the 2 pounds so I can say 100. Point, I'm too deep in. I gotta. It's like that person that digs for gold, and he just one shovel away from just clank, but then he just it's too much. I already dug too much. There's nothing going on. And then that one person comes in and just does that one dig, and he's like, jackpot, I got the gold. So it just makes me. I'm like, nah, I already done too much shoveling to go get that gold mine. I'm not gonna stop right here. Like, look at all the dirt piled up over there. I'm doing too much, so I can't stop. I feel the gold mine is right there. That jackpot is so close that I can't stop now. And that's what keeps me going. And I had to die a little bit inside to come out as a stronger and wiser me. So that also keeps me going. Like, damn, you've been through so much, man. You
I would
gotta
like
keep
to
going.
say, instead of saying that there's something that died inside of you, it's like, think of it as a phoenix. You had to be reborn. You had
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
shake your shadow self and say, you are no longer welcome in this body that is my temple. I have bigger and better plans for this temple, and where I'm taking it,
Yeah.
you're not welcome. So
Wow.
negative thinking, you cannot be a part of my journey.
Yeah.
Negative anything, you can't be a part of my journey. Self doubt, you gotta
Yeah.
stay there. I'm only going forward with
Yeah.
what grow me and not with what's going to keep me stagnant in this one position. So I want to just
Right.
kind of ask, like, do you have bad days? And during those bad days, do you self actualize and kind of look at it in a way that, okay, this is just one day out of many? Or do you kind of, indulge in that negative moment? Like, how do you deal with negativity if you still get bad days?
So usually when I have sometimes bad days. Well, since I'm so like I already like I escaped from that. It's very rare that I have a bad day, but when I do, I I'm like, you know what? Tomorrow's a new day. You messed up today. Tomorrow, let's just get back on track. Because sometimes it's easy to get off that positive train track. And you could step on the negative train
Of
track for a
course.
day, and it's the momentum. You could just stay on that momentum of negativity, and you just keep going down, keep going down, keep going down. But that's why you start with the next day. Nah, nah, never mind. The positivity buildup is like this, and that one negative buildup is not gonna lead me to the other momentum that I could get. So I just stay. Tomorrow's a new day, Brandon. You messed up. Tomorrow's a new day. Whether it's me cheating on a diet, whether it's me probably relapsing on drugs. Yo, tomorrow's a new day. You be all right, man. Just the past is the past. Tomorrow's a new
You
day
get
and
to
continue
kind of
moving forward.
restart and do things
Yeah, yeah,
differently. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
is very
So
important. But I always feel like once you practice self-awareness and you know who you are as a person, it kind of creates that space for you to understand you and understand and accept criticism from others, especially when it comes from people who love you, who respect you
yeah.
and want to see you win. I know you spoke a little bit about how you transitioned into this person that became negative while addiction on your streams, and how people were telling you, this is not you, this is not you. Has that relationship been repaired? And have they seen the new side of you? Have you shown people your journey from where you were and where you are now?
No, no. The bridges that I burned, they see me all as a lost cause at this point. So they don't even pick up my phone calls. They don't answer. They don't do none of that. But then I'm like, I've tried. That's like I said, they don't pick up my phone calls. You know what I mean? So I call them. I'm like, I want to say sorry. Like answer my message. I said sorry. I'm calling you. But if you don't want to text me back or call me back or do nothing with me, then I guess welcome to my new life. Like this is my new life. Then I guess everything that I've done negativity is my old life, whether it's
Right.
the relationships I burned or whatever. This is my new life now. And I definitely
Sometimes
do.
along
I
your journey, you're going to burn bridges. And
Yeah,
along that bridges, people are going to be lessons and blessings. And sometimes the lesson is what you've exactly learned. Who you were wasn't the most positive person and put the most
nah, nah.
positivity out there, and that's what you left. But you being able to look at yourself and say, I made a mistake, I've apologized, and that's your version where you let it go, because saying sorry and apologizing is never for them, it's always for you, because it helps you
Yeah,
along your journey. When you can acknowledge your mistakes and the things you've done wrong, it is easier to move forward. I've
it's
had
like my
moments where
guilty.
I wasn't this version of
It's
myself
my
and
guilty.
I
It's
did
my
negative
guilty.
things to people.
I feel like my
And
guilty
I had to
conscience, because
apologize. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
when you
no,
have to
I feel
apologize to people,
my fault. This is like
it's
laggy.
different.
My fault for
Like
interrupting.
what I'm trying to say, yeah, no. What I'm trying to say is, like, when you have to apologize to people, for me, apologizing was the hardest thing. It was a super hard thing to do, to acknowledge that I made a mistake. But sometimes, even when I did that, I didn't get the respect that I thought I deserved, which I don't. When you've done something
Yeah, yeah,
wrong to somebody and they cut you out of their life, that's their right. You
yeah,
apologizing, you're doing it for your healing and for your
yeah, yeah,
journey
yeah.
and to make you a better version of you. You understand what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
touch on. But continue what you're saying.
So it's I have a guilty conscience, you know. It was eating me inside. Like, damn, did I really treat this guy or this woman or this man like really horrible, you know? And it hurt me inside, you know. Like, I was a bad friend. I was a bad companion. Let me for my own, like you said, for your own healing. Let me just release it all out, sending them paragraphs, sending them voice notes, and no call back, no nothing back. So, you know, I definitely healed myself because I already said what I had to say. I said sorry. You didn't. I called you multiple times. I sent voice notes multiple times, and you didn't say nothing back. So, you know, I already did. I already feel good. My conscience is clear. My healing is good with that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it is their right. If they don't want to talk to me anymore, you have all the right. I did do wrong by you, you know. But you know, like I said, you just gotta move on. It's my new life now. I'm gonna meet. I still have some friends that I grew up with that still talk to me, and some friends that were still there for me during the addiction journey, during the
Right.
depression journey. They were still there for me. But then there was others that were like, nah, man, he's a lost cause. This guy's. It was a blessing as well because I found out who my true friend was. Because a true
Mm.
friend wouldn't, you know, wouldn't leave like, ah, he's just acting like this because he's on drugs, man. Let him let you know he's just wilding out. You know what I mean? And that friend never gave up on me, and he probably because he knew he's this guy's a comeback monster. He's gonna bounce back. I don't know when, but he's a bounce back monster. And so you know, I have some friends, some loved ones that I grew up with that never gave up on me, and I could give them all that respect. But the other ones do have the right to give up on me, of course, you know. But I found out who the ones that truly were there for me when I was down bad. You know, some people were like, I tell this that story too that some people were like, yo, I remember going to jail and coming out and hitting up my old school friend, and they're like, oh, I'll never talk to a felon. You know what I mean? Do not call me. You know what I mean? And if you know, some of them were like, I won't talk to a drug addict doing pills. You know, so hey, you know, and then some others don't give up on you,
As all
but
choices we
it is.
make in life, ultimately speaking, we have to decide what's best for us. And right now, on your journey to recovery and positivity, what's your goals and dreams right now?
Well, I just recently just paid. So I'm going back to Quad Studios where Jackson 5, Tupac all performed. I'm going back over there to go perform in front of the Rock Nation A&R, see if they could introduce me to some executives. And my goal and my dream is to be the greatest artist of all time. That's really what
So
I'm
you're
aiming
focused
for.
on your music career fully, completely right now. And in
Yeah, like
terms
I
of your journey right now, if people want to follow your journey from where you are right now, because like I said, your story is quite inspirational from the weight loss, the addiction to now being the best version of you. Where do they get to see or kind of be a part of your journey if they do want to follow you? If you just want to kind of give us a little handle on all of that.
You can follow me on Instagram, Brandon, my name, underscore ISO, and you'll see my whole Instagram where I'm acting up to you could just see the whole journey, you know? And yeah, that's where you can find me. That's really the platform that I have right now because I'm so focused on Instagram. For me, I feel like Instagram is like the resume of your life. And some people could fake their resume, or you could be authentic in your resume. And my resume on
Right.
Instagram is authenticity. There is no gold chain because I can't afford a gold chain.
And
There is no Louis
that's like
Vuitton belt.
literally when you talk about your music, correct? When you're referring
Yeah,
to
the
your
same
music,
thing.
that's because a lot
The
of people
same
get
thing.
discovered on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the
Yeah,
case may be, they get discovered of that. So we're referring to music. I've told people so many times in my stream, do not compare your real life to somebody's Instagram highlights. So we're not talking
yeah,
posts. We're not talking, oh,
yeah.
I'm in this city, that city, I'm
Oh, the
on vacation in Bahamas. I'm talking when it comes to music, it can be a page of discovery. So it's like when people pour their energy and passions into it, they'll do it on one platform and they'll stick to it because it works. And not only does it
yeah,
works, but it gives them that kind of loyal following that they
yeah.
ultimately gonna appreciate when they make bigger and better things.
And I
And
feel
right
like a
now,
lot of
knowing that, how do you treat the people in your life right now um, who is who's been sticking by you and you've put them basically, through their own personal version of hell, and you guys are now in a better place because they stuck by you. How is your gratitude towards those people?
It's I tell them all the time when I'm up, man. It gets me emotional too, because like I said, like I've always felt alone. That's why my IG is Brandon underscore ISO for isolation, because I always
Mhm.
felt alone. So that them not giving up on me and sticking by me it touches my heart, And I told him, like, listen, when I'm rich and famous or wherever I'm at, if you're down bad, I won't leave you by your side, just how you didn't leave me, and I'll be there for you all the way. I don't care if you're doing heroin, I don't care if you're in jail, I don't care what it is. I'll be there for you, because when I
Right.
was messed up, you were there for me. And yeah, no, I have so much gratitude, and I owe them the world. You know what I mean? I definitely owe them the world.
That
And
is everything. I always feel like the way you look at it, like loyalty breeds loyalty. It's not always the
yeah,
case, but it's so amazing to me when I see people who's been sticking with me through everything I went through, my highs, my lows. They never just stuck through with me through my highs, but through my lows as well. They were there and
exactly.
supportive. Even when I became recluse and didn't want everybody around me, it was like, we're here anyway. So deal with it, make peace with it, because this is where we are. And it was such an empowering moment because you don't get people like that are rare. I call them little unicorns. People who are able to say that what you're going through and what you're addicted to is not what defines you. What defines you is how you come out from out that situation and how you manage to deal with that. So regardless of how
Yes.
that's going to process, I'm going to be here whether you want me here or not. And that's what it is. And I had people
Yeah.
like that, and it breeded more loyalty for me towards them, because these are people now that there's nothing that they can ask of me that I wouldn't do, for the mere fact that they've always supported me, blindly supported me, my dreams, my goals, my ambitions. And although I know me, when people go against what I believe in terms of my passion and my dreams and my goals, when people tell me no and they keep shutting the door on me and keep shutting the door on me, it makes me more ambitious. It makes me more aggressive. And it literally turns me into a silent killer. That's why I always say I'm a
Yeah.
lioness. It turns me silent. I go quiet because I
Yeah.
know what I'm capable of. I go quiet because I know the beast within me is something that's going to take over. And once all my plans are into place and when I come for you, you won't see it, because it's going to
Yeah.
come towards you but past you, because you didn't see me but now I see myself. Now you can either be with
Yeah.
me or against me, but my journey is going forward. And that's something that always negativity, people being negative towards me, towards my journey, is always something that makes me more aggressive. What do you think makes your, when it comes to your ambition, what makes you aggressively ambitious?
So it's like I said, I never in my life want people to see me from like whatever, to define me of my moments of me being down bad. That gets me so infuriated. It gets me hot. Like it literally burns my chest. Like, yo, you really think I'm a fat piece of, or you think I'm a drug addict, you think I'm all this, I'm all that. Okay, all right. Just all right, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. And like you said, it's usually the people that define me, that get me, define me from my lowest points. Like, oh yeah, nah, he's a junkie, he's just a fat junkie. That gets me infuriated because I know who I am inside, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down bad, but this is not who I am. And so that just gets me
Mm,
pushing, especially I have PTSD that, when I was at the beach yesterday, some girls were there, and they were like, oh, I thought your name was Pedro or whatever, and I have PTSD of people calling me fat Mexican, and they don't know that, but that
mm.
they were laughing, right? And girls used to
Trigger
bully me
you.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Girls used to bully me too, but for a moment, right, I started laughing with them. I was laughing with them because I'm like, yo, you don't even know who I am. Like I'm a different breed. You don't even
Right.
like. I could kill you guys with humiliation,
And that's the thing. It's
loyalty,
important not to take that negativity into that space, you know? Like it's important not
yeah,
to, that old self, never take it
yeah,
forward with you, because people will always try to put you in a box. No matter where you
yeah,
go, no matter what you do, people will always try to get a definition of you and say, this is who he is. This is where he belongs. This is what he's like. That is his history. This will be his future. But when you
Yeah.
know who you are, it can't block you from that. And I
Yeah,
always say
nah,
people don't see the
you
beauty in
can't.
that. When you know who you are, there's so much
Yeah, yeah,
power in knowing
yeah,
you. Because when you know you, those boxes becomes empty. To them, it's
yeah.
full. But you know
That's
you,
basically that's basically what happened. Like when
right?
they call me Pedro and all of that, I'm like, in reality, I have a unique name that you guys will never even think of in your life. Like you guys could say Pablo, Pedro, Juan. My name is completely different from what you guys think it is, to be honest. But so that's why I did like a little smirk when they were laughing, because I'm just like, oh, just ignorance, ignorance. Just oh man, that I block it out. It's an empty box now. Pedro, junkie, fat, all of these stuff is just empty now. It's just empty boxes, you know. I'm like, hey, you could say that, and now it's just I have like a armor that is just protecting me. I guess it might be God, it may be whatever it is. It's just not letting. It just bounces off of me like boom, boom. It's just yeah, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't
Confidence
affect
and
me.
knowing you have the ability to push through. That
Yeah,
is
and
all of
then
that. So you talked about you not having confidence and now you having confidence. How is that translating into the love life at this point? If you don't mind answering the question, of course.
so I guess so. Since I lost the weight, there's girls sending me nudes, girls that want to hang out with me, all of that. And to be honest with you, I'm like, since I guess I have PTSD or whatever. I'm like, would they have done that if I was overweight? You know, so I have a little bit of insecurity still in my life, you know. But the confidence now that I have is due to me losing weight, due to me meeting Rock Nation A&Rs and all of that. So I'm still a little when it comes to love. When a girl wants to actually come up to me and wants to get to know me and wants to see what's going on in an intimate way, or maybe platonic, I'm still not there. To be honest with you, it's still like would they have loved me
You're
and
still
came up to
working
me
on
if
it, basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's something I'm still working on. My love life. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you meant intimate or platonic, because you could love people platonically or intimate. You
Doesn't
know,
matter.
but
It was just, to understand kind of like where your mind is at afterwards, because I know that having self-doubt and a lack of self-confidence will always
mm,
play into your mind when anybody show you any type of interest. But once you self-evaluate and kind of practice self-awareness, and sometimes we are all still on that journey. We don't completely come out of it where we just okay or doing the best version of who we are. We constantly working on the things that makes us better than what we were yesterday. So we might not know the
yeah,
answers today, what we might tomorrow. A lot of us take
yeah,
ourselves out of the dating scene because what? It's easier that way. And
yeah,
I am a person, even in myself, like I analyze every single thing. Like I listen to everything a person say, because tomorrow if your answer change, I'm gonna doubt. But I wouldn't call it an insecurity. I think it's more an analysis of things that should be kept simplistic. That tells me I'm not ready,
right.
and I'm
Okay, I
okay with
like
that
that.
because I
I
know
like that. I
myself
like
enough to
that.
know that you know.
I
I want to
like that.
ask you this
Yeah,
final. I want to ask you this final thought real quick. If for any person seeing this video right now, from wherever they
yeah,
are, what
yeah.
is your message to the world?
The message to the world is that we are all winners, whether you don't know it or whether you do know it. You are a winner. Say if you're playing basketball and you're not a winner there. You're a winner maybe in modeling. Maybe you're not a winner at modeling. Maybe you're funny, so you're a winner at comedy. Maybe you're not funny and you're athletic and you could do track. You're a winner at track. So we're all winners. Just find out where you could win at and be the best at that. And I feel like some people they get involved in like damn, I wish I could get all the girls. Damn, I wish I could be 6'8" and dunk like LeBron James. Well, maybe you weren't gifted to win at that specific thing, but you're still a winner. You could find other places that you could win at and really tap in and tune in with your gift and your winning ability at wherever it is. And so that's why I love telling people you're a winner. You're a winner, you're a winner, and never and nothing is wrong with you. You're a winner, you're a winner, always say that. And I'd say also, if you're ever feeling down, write on a piece of paper, I am smart. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am this. I am this. And then at the end, I am Brandon. And then stand up and say it multiple times. Yell it. I am smart. I am this. I am that. I am Brandon. And that's what gets me going too. That's a little practice. That's a little technique I use that whenever I'm down, I write on a piece of paper, I am, and everything positive, and then at the end, I am
The
Brandon.
two most positive words, the two most positive and most powerful words in the English dictionary is I am. Because we talked about this when we spoke about self confidence and self awareness in a previous episode. And it is the most powerful thing you can do. And that's one of the techniques that helps you always tap into the beast within you. And when I say to people, every single one of you were uniquely designed and put on this earth. And every single thing that you're capable of, whatever your talents, whatever your abilities, God only put that in you. It is in no one else. So, whatever your destiny is, whatever your goal is in life, whatever your direction is, what you need to follow, there's only one of you. So, there's only one of you that needs to go to this destination. So
Yeah,
self-doubt
yeah,
cannot be a part of your journey. So you have to adapt the two most powerful words in the English dictionary, which is I am. I am powerful. I am confident. I am
yeah.
beautiful. I am
Mm-hmm.
successful. I am Bella. You get what I'm going with this? You gotta
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
feed yourself. So I love that you do that because it's self-actualization and speaking it into existence. Like JKB so many times mentioned, you got to speak these things into existence because sometimes you get people around you that suck that energy out of you. Got to keep your people, your circle positive because you get people who take, never give, and they suck that out of you. So you got to be your biggest cheerleader. You got to be the
Yep.
person that messes with you the most before anybody else does. And whoever follows or stick through your journey with you, those are the people that's always going to be worth it. Not the ones who fell off along the way when it got hard, or the ones who were there turning up with you when it was easy, but the ones
Yeah,
who went through
yeah,
the motions with you. Those are my
yeah,
people for life. So it
yeah,
will never
yeah,
change. So I think that is a very positive note, and it's a very positive message to leave it at. For those of you who don't know Randon, if you go to my latest IG message, and if you will be checking throughout the week for the clips of the videos that we will be posting on here and on YouTube, please feel free to go and check him out. I will be tagging him on everything. He has a social media page where he kind of shows his progression and his journey and all the beautiful information he shared with us just now. Brandon, thank you so
yeah.
much for your time
No,
and coming
thank you,
here and
brother.
sharing your journey with people. I think it's so important for people to see when somebody comes from a dark place and uplifts themselves out of that, because that is the most powerful thing. Be with you, stick with you,
Yeah, yeah,
always.
yeah,
Do not let
yeah,
anybody make you question who you are. And that's when I see when I look at you, just the fact that you're a
mm.
survivor, you're ambitious, and you keep going, you're aggressive about it, and you're not afraid of your past and to mention it because it makes you a better you. So thank you so much for
Man.
sharing
Thank
everything that you went through. It
Thank
really
you,
means a
brother,
lot.
and thank you everybody in her stream. And like I said, you guys are all winners. Do not. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Just get to it. And see it through. That's what I like saying. See it through. See it through. Focus. See it through.
Gracias, Papi. Thank you for
Thank you,
getting in the
Bea.
box. I really appreciate you. For
Thank you, Bea,
everybody
so
that's
much.
here for the first time, no problem. For everybody that was here for the first time, that was Brandon. I think he has a beautiful journey. Like I said, the first time he gave a little bit of his lifestyle. And I was like, this is a person that I want to have on Motivate.